So Talon has its first pilot episode. It's up on YouTube. There'll be a link in the description below. And I reviewed the trailer. Excited for it. I thought the character designs are great. I love the way I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are so cool. It's one of those things where I loved them as a kid and it just never went away. Dinosaurs are just awesome. So first episode comes out and I'm torn because I love the character designs. I love the concept. I want to see where this goes, but this pilot is kind of a mess. It almost feels like a proof of concept where it's just like, here's a bunch of ideas and this is kind of what we're going for, because things happen super fast. They happen so fast that it literally removes the gravity of the situation. Because like stuff, there's one big event happens and it's just like, oh, then it goes away and then it's like, oh, now everything's fine. Like, what the heck? What in the world? I'm hoping they go back and they do a real first episode, because this should have been 2 episodes, at least 2 episodes. I could have strung this out to 3 episodes, but 2 episodes, and maybe a good opener explaining exactly who these people are a little bit more than just like throwing you in. I don't mind being thrown in, but then it shoots all these concepts at you and you're just like, what in the world? What's this? What's that? Who's this? How's that happening? Is it what's the meaning of this? So there's a lot of stuff to be learned, and I want to learn a lot about the show. I will watch every episode because I'm super intrigued. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie to myself and say that this pilot was perfection, because it is very far from perfect. But we'll jump in, and I do love how the first quarter of this episode is no talking. It's just animals, and that's cool. I like that because you get to infer everything yourself, but you learn so much just by watching. Talon is adorable. Oh my goodness, I love this character design. She's so cute. This little killing monster is just so freaking cute. Look at that smile. They have like that natural smile. I just love it. But we can just infer from watching it the dynamics of everything. So, it opens up. I'm assuming Talon's here with her family, her little pack. You see a meteor. Talon is super curious. All the other kids are like, whatever, just like. But Talon wants to go chase down this meteor. This bigger raptor, I'm assuming older sister, mom, dad, it's a parental figure of some kind, looks at Talon and they're like, go ahead. Yeah, I know you want to look at this thing. Let's go find where this thing is. We see the meteor crashed, and of course Talon falls down there, and there's no way that this isn't a reference to the Jurassic Park video games. Back in the day, Jurassic Park games, the one on the Super Nintendo sucks. The Sega Genesis games are so much better because they're like action games, and you can play as the raptor and you can do like this like somersault roll. Like you can double jump as a raptor and do like a full blown ninja flip, and that's exactly what this looks like. It's amazing. She goes on there and tastes it. It's like, you freaking knucklehead. Even look at the face. There's like, oh my goodness. But we see that just this is an event. This thing that crashed, it means something. Get to the next day, and Talon's with her pack, her brothers and sisters. One of the darker colored raptors is up on a rock, and you can tell, oh, it's like a challenge. Like, I'm king of the hill, so you can knock me off. Like I said, there's no talking. You just have to infer what's happening. All the other raptors are like, oh, they're kind of bumming around because they don't want to fight. Talon's like, I'll fight you. She tries to go up there, she just gets thwomped. And, they kind of laugh at her. And then she gets sad. Oh, they're just jerks. She runs off because she's sad because she tried and everyone laughed at her. The mom is like, hey, go after Talon. You can't just let her run in the forest by herself. Could be a good big brother or big sister. Go out there and, you gotta help her. She's sad. She's just laying there. And there's another dinosaur shows up, and it's chasing a little raccoon guy. Talon defends the raccoon. And I'm assuming they're friends, that they've been friends. Because I wouldn't, this is when I'm talking about the gas pedal, like totally to the floor. I would like to know if they had a relationship of a friendship before this conflict. But Talon goes, defends our little, a little squirrel buddy. Squirrel, adorable. But do you know that meme? The meme of the little squirrel in the suit of armor? This squirrel does that because Talon saves the squirrel. The squirrel like attacks this other dinosaur. And I'm like, little squirrel guy Thank you, but you're just a little squirrel guy. You're going to get killed. Easily gets knocked away, and this guy's going in for the kill. Talon's brother or sister shows up and defends. You know, they kind of fight, and it's 2-on-1, and forget it. I'm just getting out of here. Look at, she got the little I got knocked out eyes. You know, wakes her up. Kind of like, hey, let's get back home. Mom's looking for you. Our little little squirrel friend is trying to like help find food. And of course, they eat meat. They're velociraptors. A little dragonfly lands on Talon and kind of gives it a little shot of energy, like a I don't know, kind of awakens something in her. So she's following it. They're going through the forest, and then she comes across another group of dinosaurs, but one of them's trapped on a rock, and the other two are like they don't know how to go help her. So she walks up to like try to help, but they see sharp teeth and claws. They're like, "Oh, get away from us!" But Talon's like, "Oh no, look, I'm trying to help. Like, I'll go and help you. Here, grab one end of this vine. I'll grab the other. I'll jump in. You pull us to shore." Okay, you know, again, no, there's no talking. It's just all the grunts and growls. Talon gets out there, helps save the other dinosaur, brings her back to her family or his family, and they're like, "Oh, cool, very nice." Talon has a very good heart. Look at her; she's just laying there. Oh my god, she's so adorable. She's so cute. And then the same dragonfly lands on this other dinosaur and does a little awakening in them. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, so something's happening here, where these are being chosen. They're being chosen for something." Then we get to, I guess, the story, like what this is even about. There's like these weird creatures floating around that are not dinosaurs. These are like weird alien magical things. There's a giant rock with writing on it. And it lets out like a pulse, and it awakens a pretty scary looking dinosaur. But, you know, we find out why. We get this elf guy, you know, Gandalf, a very Gandalf type character, talking to this rock. And there's what I talked about the voices. The old man is fine. This rock is kind of very aloof and kind of like, yeah, whatever. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm not in love with this rock yet. Maybe if I get to know him a little better, I'll care about him a little more. But right now, he just seems very aloof and very like, yeah, okay, It's weird. This guy's wise. The elf guy's super wise, and the rock is kind of like a child almost. But it awakened this other scary ass dinosaur. Like this is like a killer. Called him Rage. So like, oh, we're gonna test our champions. I'll let them test them against Rage. And then the other guy's like, what the hell are you talking about? You're going to get him freaking killed. But we get back to Talon and her new friends. They're walking around, and she brings these dinosaurs back to her pack, but they're velociraptors. So they're like, oh, food. So they start fighting. They kind of like, you know, go back and forth a little bit, but Talon's just like, oh no, don't hurt my friends. Our elf guy shows up because they all run away because obviously her pack is going to eat these guys because that's what these dinosaur velociraptors do. So they kind of leave, and they're just kind of alone. This elf guy shows up, and it's super strange because they see him, and they're like, what the hell is this thing? It doesn't look like any dinosaur we know. And he's like, no, you know, come here, you know, I'm your friend. I'm not here to hurt you or whatever. And then he gives her like a little bit of an energy, like power transfer, and she can talk. Talon has an adorable voice. 10 out of 10. Design, voice. Oh my God. It's perfect. I love Talon so much. But you can see Talon's whatever brother or sister is like, you know, hey, get away from my family. But Talon's like, no, it's fine. You know, don't worry about it. Then, you know, I do like how the brother or sister runs off. And they're like, oh, where do they go? They're going to go get more help because they don't know what's going on. But Talon's talking. She's like, oh, wow, what in the world? How am I speaking? He's like, oh, I just gave you a speech spell so you can speak, you know, we can actually talk to each other. Then he's like, oh, your little friend here. And he talks about, they're like, dinosaurs. What's a dinosaur? Because to them, they don't have that. She's a terrible claw. That's what they call her. That's what they call like her clan. They give the special, I guess she gets the aura of the sun. So like she has sun aura. That's like her power. He does the awakening on the other guy, and I forget his name. Dang it. I'm terrible with names, but he is going to have the awakening of lightning. So he has lightning powers. She's going to have sun powers, whatever sun powers are. Brother or sister comes back with mom. He's like, hey, you know, she's in trouble. There's like this weird looking thing I've never seen before. They're growling, but then the elf guy stands there because Talon's like, no, Mom. He's like a friend. The mom looks him up and down and says, okay, it's all right. Like he doesn't mean her any harm. But he's like, hey, you need to come with me. I got to show you. Need to talk to somebody. He's going to explain way more than what's going on. So they're going to get on the Nimbus Cloud and they're going to go meet that, I'm assuming is going to be that big rock guy. Look how scary this dinosaur is. So she's been following them because I guess it's her job to test them and or kill them. They're flying. Look at Talon. She's adorable. They finally get to where they're going. And it's in this little like deep valley thing. There's this big rock. It starts talking to them. It starts explaining more about what's happening. Apparently they're looking for 8 champions. And these champions are defenders. And these are the first 2. He explains that they're here to defend the planet from, I guess there's like this alien race. And they're going to come to Earth to like destroy it or steal all its resources or something. Of course, they're super confused. Like they have no idea what the hell this guy's talking about. But he's like, oh, they're from the stars. She's like, what are stars? Like, oh, those twinkling lights in the sky at night. Those are the stars. Oh, and she gets like, oh, will I be able to go to the stars? It's like, well, maybe. But first of all, let me bestow my gifts upon you. She gets like a little more of an awakening she gets all rainbow colored. It looks really cool. She gets her awakening. It's time for the other guy to get his, but he's very standoffish. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Basically gets his unlocking, and that giant, nasty, scary Rage, I guess her name's Rage, shows up, and they're like, oh my God. I was like, oh, Rage, I'll make you a deal, because I guess Rage does not like this rock guy. And he's like, I'll make you a deal. If you can kill my 2 champions, I will let you in the secret how to defeat me. But if they beat you or best you have to be their trainer. You have to train them. She's like, oh, okay, let's do this. And this is where things get a little muddled and weird. Because they never said, okay, in 1 week, we shall have the trial, or in a couple of days. And everything's just gas after this. So next scene, they're kind of training a little bit. So she has like this little, she can make these little like light slashes and he can throw some lightning with his tail. They're kind of fighting. They start to spar a little bit. Our wizard guy's like, hey guys, no sparring till we learn our abilities a little bit better. I'm like, okay, so they're training. Rage shows up and okay, time to kill. So they're just fighting. So like they haven't learned anything. They've used their powers like twice. So how in the world are they going to fight this giant monster thing that it's already mastered her powers? Like it's not even a fair fight. So this big old fight's happening. I would have personally made it a week from now. So they can actually have a little bit of time under their belts, like what's going on. So what I didn't understand is they're fighting Rage, which, okay, the two champions, but also the wizard guy's fighting her too. Like, I thought it was just the dinosaurs. Like, why in the world does he get the fight too? So Talon doesn't back down. Talon is like, I'll take you on. Crazy. Talon, you're 3 feet tall, but she's tenacious. I like that. She's very brave, but looks like brave to a fault. Her family shows up. The kids run away. The older dinosaurs jump on it, start attacking it because they're going to protect their pack. Does a big lightning blast, knocks out the adults. There's Talon. Talon's like got knocked the hell out. She's barely getting back up. She shoots a giant lightning bolt at Talon. Talon's going to take it and die. Mom jumps in the way. Boom, Mom gets hit. Mom dies. Oh, damn. So they learn what these powers are, learn who their first enemy is. The mother dies. So all these things are happening so quickly. This needed to be broken up. It really, really did. But then after killing the mom, Rage is kind of like, walks away, which is odd. Like, why would she stop? I mean, she feels bad, I guess. I don't know. But we see Talon's like super sad. Mom's dead. The other dinosaurs show up and they look at, hey, basically telling her, they don't speak English, but like, hey, this is all your fault. You got Mom killed. So she's super sad, runs off. Her friends try to chase after her. It's the next day and they're trying to be nice to her, but she, her mom's dead. She's super sad. She thinks she sees her in the reflection, very Littlefoot. But they're like, come on, Talon, you can't just give up now. And then, they do the whole thing. No one's really truly dead. If you remember them, they're in your heart. All that kind of stuff. Very good. Again, it's happening too dang fast. Then I do like the fact that he's like, she's like, whatever. I don't even want these powers. Look what it did. It's awful. But, you know, as soon as I kill Rage, you can take the powers back. I don't want them anymore. But it's like, no, you need you'll defend your pack. You can make a new pack with your new friends. It'll be like your new family, and we're going to be there for you. And I think, okay, very, very good. We see a pack of Triceratops. One of the heroes is going to be a Triceratops. There's no way it's not going to happen. Rage shows up and like is aura farming hardcore. Like, look at this freaking, wow, it's super cool. They take off running. He's like, we don't want to deal with that. They start fighting Rage, and they're like, you know, working together, and they're shooting their laser blasts and lightning blasts, and she's using her sun magic on her and everything. Super cool. They're fighting. She does a couple of different attacks. Like she does like this bubble attack. Again, she learned all this on the fly. There should have been some time, at least a little bit of rudimentary training, something. But no, they're fighting. They're beating it up. She does like her Smash Brothers shield. It gets broken. And then, you know, the elf guy's going to like go defend her, but her friend shows up, kind of gets in between them two and like, oh, he showed a little bravery. He was willing to get out there, help Talon. Awesome. Cool. That's what friends do. They work together. They do like a energy beam battle back and forth. And then Rage stops and just picks Talon up, like puts her on a rock. Okay. You guys showed a lot of heart. You know, I'm willing to train you. And they're like, yay, get a trainer. Sweetheart, didn't this lady just kill your ma? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no resentment there. She like didn't care. You just killed my mother 8 hours ago, and you're my trainer, and we're cool now. We're like, we cool. Weird. There needs to be some resentment there. So a little back and forth where she at least says, you know, it was a battle. Your mom got in between us. It wasn't my goal to kill your mom. Like something, I don't know. There needs to be something. It can't just be forgotten. So they get back to the big rock, and he's like, oh, looks like you're going to be their trainer. And of course, she doesn't like this guy. He unlocks, I guess, a little bit of the more potential to Talon. Talon becomes Rainbow Dash. She gets a little, you know, color streaks in her hair. Looks great. I love it. It's such a cool design. And they're like, hey, you need to go find the other champions. There's 6 more champions out there. So they're like, how do we find them? Oh, follow these dragonflies. They're going to lead you to your next goal, your next companion. He unleashes another beast. It's like a fire stegosaurus thing. Super cool looking. Love the design. End of the first episode. A lot happens. A hell of a lot happens that this could have been 2 to 3 episodes. Easy. I could stretch this out to 4 episodes, but I can see 2 at the minimum. 1 is way too quick. Way too much stuff happens. We get some ending credits. And then we get a little preview for the next one. You know, it kind of shows them fighting another dinosaur. Here's where you can follow this group. You know, their Patreon and everything. And oh my God, they got plushies. They got the plushies. Look at this Talon plushie. Oh my God, I got to find out how much this thing is. And I'm probably going to buy it because look at this thing. It is adorable. But yeah, overall, I don't like the pacing. The pacing is way off. It's a little bit of a mess. I love the character designs. I love the concept. I'm hoping they go back and do a real first episodes and let the pilot be the pilot, like it's removed from the story. And then kind of like how the Avatar Last Airbender pilot is like, that's not part of the story. It was just like a we can do. Hopefully go back, write you got to tighten up this writing a little bit. You got to get that pacing down a little bit better. But I like this. I want to see more of this. Hopefully they make more episodes. I'm glad it was made. I will definitely keep an eye on this. I follow them on Twitter and stuff, so hopefully I'll be able to catch more previews, and hopefully it's another fun series I get to review. And yeah, let me know down below. Is this something I should review all the way through? I kind of inclined to do that because I just like the setup so much. But do you guys like this? Do you want to see more of this? Someone compared it to Avatar. You ain't there yet, sweetheart. You're close. You're getting there. You're in the same ballpark. But we need to tighten it up a little bit, and then we can start saying things about the next Avatar. But yeah, super cool. I will jump back into more Amphibia reviews. This came up about a week ago, and I had to watch it and get a review out. So thanks for watching, guys. Do all that fun YouTube stuff. Share it. You know, comments are great. I love them. They boost the visibility of the videos and all that cool stuff. So thank you, guys. Love you all. Catch you on the next one. Crimson's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.